Hey everyone. Hey. So I wanted to revisit this topic because in the past couple of days, I've seen so many videos of black men bashing black women. But it's typical that these types of dialogues and conversations are happening in the quote unquote manosphere, right? And there was all this like drama between let's just say three parties in this sector of YouTube. And I just wanted to make a reminder, right? Like I wanted to do a video to remind black men that your quote unquote your preference, they're laughing at you. And I just wanted to review this secret leaked Snapchat conversation between a group of, let's say, like 5 to 7 white women about black men. We have to revisit this topic because it's just not registering, right? And this is an example of why you have to be careful about how desperate you come off when pursuing a certain type of woman or a certain group of women. Because just like a lot of men will prey on a woman's low self-esteem, you have women that also prey on a man's self-esteem. And sometimes that type of predatory behavior is racialized, especially in the United States. It's racialized, okay? So I wanted to show you the conversation, but let me read this comment really quickly. Hey, KK. So KK says, this convo made me sad. My son is dating a white queen, and it made me think. And the thing about this conversation is that it was secret. The girls didn't know and they didn't suspect that it would be leaked, right? Like they had no idea this conversation would just go viral and be out for the world to see. They had absolutely no clue, right? So it makes me wonder, just like, you should have second thoughts. Everyone should have second thoughts, right? But it makes me wonder how many of these conversations are happening that we'll never know of because they are not leaked, right? This particular conversation just happened to be leaked. Can we imagine how many of these conversations are happening that are not leaked, right? That's just my point. So, hey, Vegeta. Hey, nice to see you. Vegeta, don't get caught up, man. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up by these white queens preying on your low self-esteem if you have it. But if you're here, you're probably don't fall in this category. But here we go. We have this right here. This is the first screenshot. Let me zoom in for y'all. This is the first screenshot of just all of the drama. So let me show you guys. Hey, CL Garcia. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. All right. So here is the screenshot of the conversation. I have to revisit this. And this isn't just a lesson or just a message to black men. It's a lesson to everyone. Especially if you're suffering from any type of low self-esteem, any type of, lack of confidence. Honestly, we all can learn from this, right? Especially people of color in the United States, we can learn from this because if you do not fit into that traditional standard of beauty that has been perpetuated for hundreds of years in the United States, and that standard of beauty or that image was a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, and I mean, if you don't fit into that, there is a higher chance that you may suffer from feelings of, inferiority. You may be suffering from feelings that like you're not good enough because you don't look like the standard of beauty, right? And that goes for black women, that goes for black men, that goes for Latino women, that goes for Latino men, that goes for Asian women, that goes for Asian men, right? It's like if you do not fit in Native women and men as well, if you don't fit into that standard of beauty, like we're all as people of color in the United States, like we have all been susceptible, or we've all had the likelihood of being susceptible to having these second thoughts about our desirability, our attractiveness as people of color. Okay, so this isn't just to beat down black men. This is to make black men aware that, okay, like these women may tell you, oh yeah, they like the BBC and whatever, but they're really laughing at you behind closed doors. Okay. And it's not because of your blackness alone, right? It is because you go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, you go on social media and profess your unconditional love for white women in large amounts. Like in like a large segment of Black men do this. It's not the same for everyone. You don't see large amounts of Asian men professing their love for white women. You don't see that. A lot of them profess love for their own women, as they should. The women that birthed them, they should be professing love for the women that birthed them, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me read some of these comments. CL Garcia's in the house. Melanie Hazelton. BC. Hey everyone. Hey BC girl. Yeah, and so Sophie. Hey Sophie. Hey. She says, I've been watching your channel for a while now, but never comment. Just wanted to thank you for raising awareness on these types of topics. Also, you look beautiful today, girl. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so James C says race mixing is a no-no for me. James C, you know what's really interesting? Yesterday I read an article, and I might pull it up later for you guys to see, but it was about miscegenation laws in the United States. Miscegenation it's an old term that's not used anymore. It means race mixing. And, oh gosh, sorry. It means race mixing. Let me turn this off. Crap. And they made laws to make sure the races didn't mix. Like they would have punishments for white women. So I read yesterday in this article that when white women, back in I think it's the 1600s and 1700s, if a white woman decided to marry a Black man, she would become the slave of that Black man's owner, right? So it was, the laws were set up to disincentivize white people from marrying Black people. Now, another little line in that research, it was like a scholarly article, another line in it was that these laws were set up so that Black people would not have access to inheritance if they did marry a white person, or if they did have the children of a white person, which was very common because white men oftentimes raped Black women. That was one of the main ways in which they produced more slaves, right? I thought that was really interesting. It's interesting that you bring that up, James C., because I just read an article yesterday about the history of trying to kind of minimize race mixing. But yeah. So anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get into these. So I'm going to read this again because a lot of people just didn't believe me. Before this conversation leaked, a lot of people just were not paying attention, did not believe me when I said that a lot of these women are just preying. They're preying on a Black man's low self-esteem. Paris Milan, if you're familiar with her, she talks about this too, how you have a bunch of white women preying on these professional Black athletes, like in the NFL or in the NBA. When they make it big, you have white women literally just waiting, just preying on them, just waiting until they hit it. And then they approach these Black men, knowing that Black men have a weakness for white women just because they're white. So I said this in my other video, Black men, you may want to go to therapy. You may want to do something to really address this deep seated self-hatred that you have for yourself and your women, because it's really a liability, and you have women out here preying on you because you prefer another man's woman. I mean, they are absolutely out here preying on you. Okay, so let me just start reading this little dialogue. So this is a secret group chat that got leaked. You have a white woman named Daniela. She says, yeah, I'll F with a Black guy, even date for a bit, but never marry. And then the girl named Courtney says, OMG, same. I don't see the appeal. And then another white girl named Zara said, Black guys would do anything for me. Oh, no, she says Black guys would do anything to be with a white girl. It's kind of pathetic. So you have white women over here talking with each other, saying that they'll never marry a Black guy, they'll never take a Black guy seriously, how, they're pathetic because Black men will do anything to be with a white woman. Like, they see your self-hate. Black women see your self-hate. We all see your self-hate and your low self-esteem, and they are taking advantage of that. Okay. So, and then you have Daniela says, you don't understand, OMG. Cara, she says, then explain. They don't have any appeal. In fact, their latest good looking. I don't know what that means. Abigail says, ask a white guy to come over 3 a.m. and he'll say, no, now ask a black guy to come over and he'll be there in a heartbeat. So it's just like, oh, okay. So we have some trolls in the chat. A troll named Brownbird says, y'all let one text message speak for illusionary tale about. So this is a group chat. So this is a group chat of, between 5 to 7 white women. It's not fake because there were receipts of the women getting angry that it was leaked. So it really wasn't fake. And there were apologies issued. You can look it up. I showed it in my last video. You can just check my last video on this topic. I showed everyone that this was a very real group chat. And the women that were involved in this group chat issued a whole apology for it because they were getting a lot of backlash from the people they knew, because a lot of people were saying these texts, this group chat was racist. So it's not illusionary. It's very real. If it was not real, these women would not have issued an apology. Okay. All right. See, look, I mean, Brownbird is probably a black man as well. Brownbird is probably a black man who wants so desperately to believe white women are not saying this about black men, but they are. Otherwise, they would not have issued an apology. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. Now, the next message here, where we have these women. Oh, okay. So Brownbird is saying, have you asked actual black men, do they obsess over white women? Brownbird, there are tons and tons of content, of videos of black men professing their love for white women. You can just look it up. Just look it up. Just Google it. Just put black men who like white women, and you'll see like hundreds and thousands of videos of black men professing their love for them. I mean, like, you just look at these group chats, like, the receipts are here. The evidence is there. You just got to search for it. This video isn't supposed to be me just searching on the internet, so you can do that for yourself. Ooh, okay. So BC, oh gosh. BC says, I can attest as a non-black woman. Damn. Okay. So all y'all trolls in my chat, we have a non-black woman in my live stream video attesting. Okay. And the thing is, every time I do one of these videos, anytime I do a video like this, you have all of these trolls in my comments, in my live stream chats, talking about, it's not true. You just blow it up. It's not real. It's not real. And they give all these excuses. And then you have tons and tons of evidence over and over and over again that what I'm saying and what other black women have been saying about black men and white women is very much a real issue. You just have a bunch of people pushing back, saying that we're like blowing something up. And it's, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know how much more evidence you would need, black men, to believe that this is actually happening. Like, how much more evidence would you need? Like, you have a group chat like this that comes out. You have several of the girls issuing an apology after the group chat got leaked. And you have one girl saying that she doesn't care that, she got caught and she said what she said. And you have another girl saying, threatening to punish the girl that leaked it. So, I mean, I don't know how much evidence you would need, right? You have BC saying right here, she says it right here. It's right here. BC says, I can attest as a non-black woman that these conversations happen, although not as vulgar in my personal experience. Yeah, because this conversation was very vulgar. I mean, it was extremely vulgar. I'll show you how vulgar it is. Let me show you how vulgar this conversation was. So you have here, Dina says, black men would go above and beyond to please you because being with a white woman to them is a dream come true. And then Cara says, so basically they are easy. And then Daniela says, if I tell a black boy I want to pee in his mouth, this is the really vulgar part, right? Like, this is the extremely vulgar part of the group chat. If I tell a black boy I want to pee in his mouth, he will let me. No way would a white guy. Black guys have low self-esteem and love us. And Courtney has like dead emojis or whatever. And then Courtney says, isn't that using them? And then Zara says something so, I think it says, so using them like puppets. Look, I mean, you have, look, Brown Bird is still trying to push his point that, this doesn't really happen. Okay, all right. Well, just believe it doesn't happen, okay, Brown Bird? Just believe if that helps you sleep better at night. If that helps you sleep at night, Brown Bird, then I understand. I really do. But anyway, it's important to think about this. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. Thank you guys for coming through and watching. Make sure you share this video. Next time you see Black men online bashing Black women, talking about how Black women, how they don't like Black women, that's why they date white women. You make sure you send them this video. Make sure you send them the screenshots of these messages, because they need to see it. They definitely need to see this, because they don't believe the truth. They don't believe what's really happening. Let me see. Okay, you know what, Jake? I'm going to send you an article, because that is true. Jake, that is very true. And so there are a lot of reasons why as well. One of the big reasons why most Black men are with Black women is because of access, right? Right? But you can't ignore the fact that Black men, actually, let me just, I'm going to get the article, and I'm going to post it in the chat so you can click on it. But Black men date out at much higher rates than Black women. Okay. So that's something that you should consider as well. So there's access. There's an issue of access on both ends. So there's an issue of access when it comes to white women not really wanting to date Black men, as you can see, are not really taking them seriously. And then you have issues. It's not an issue, but it's a reality that most Black men live around Black women. So yeah, I knew what you mean. I knew what you meant. So let me get this article so you can see this for yourself. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to get the article so Mr. Moreno can understand what I'm saying, because this was an issue on my... What is this? I'm sorry, I'm reading some of these comments. Okay, let me see. I have another one of my videos blowing up. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to post this research article so you guys can understand what I'm saying. And you're going to want to go to page 129 to look at the data I want you to look at, okay? All right. So here you go. 1 second. Mr. Moreno, I hope you click on this article so you can see what I'm talking about for yourself. It's right here, okay? So click on that article. It's from the University of Michigan Law School. It's a scholarly research article on the topic, okay? And you'll get what I'm saying. It's on page 129. All right, so what else? So BC says, I'm not saying that all non-Black women feel this way. I'm saying that pedestalizing other cultures or talking down on your own is seen as pathetic and lowers your desirability. Girl, you hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. And that's what, it's just like, I appreciate the Black men who don't do this, but there's so many Black men who do it. And they're very loud about it, right? It's like, so you have a group of Black men who bash Black women and they're very loud. And then you have a group of Black men who are like, no, what are you talking about? I love Black women. But you see is the group that bashes Black women are louder than the group that doesn't. So when leaked group chats like this come out, or when these conversations happen, it's based off of the very loud Black men who profess their detest for Black women, right? That's where a lot of these white women are getting this from. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you are a Black man who doesn't agree with these Black women, I mean, if you are a Black man who doesn't agree with the other Black men who are bashing Black women, then maybe you need to have a conversation with those men. But I'm not the person you need to have a conversation with, because I do not bash Black women. Like, I'm not on here professing my love for dating out. I mean, if anything, I'm an advocate for women for women dating providers. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter. So Brown Bird, so here's the thing. In your mind, you think of a Dusty as Black. In my mind, a Dusty is any man who doesn't provide. So maybe that's an issue you need to work out, because I've never in my life said a Dusty had to be Black. A Dusty is a stingy man who doesn't provide. Simple as that. It don't matter. And you don't even have to be poor to be a Dusty. You just have to be a stingy man who doesn't provide and tries to exploit women without improving that woman's quality of life. So you think a Dusty is Black. I don't. I never said that. And you know what? Honestly, I'd like you to find my video, any video that I've had. I have 500 videos on this channel. I have over 500 videos on this channel at this point. I want you to show me exactly where I said a Black man was Dusty, or a Dusty means Black man, or it just made the equated Dusty to Black man. Please do that. If you're able to find it, we can make a bet. Yo, what? You're saying, did I see the video on TikTok where the white woman was spoon feeding her dog, then with the same spoon feeds her Black man? That was so pathetic. Listen, what do you expect, Jake Moreno? What do you expect? What do you expect, Jake? Jake, what do you expect? If you have a group of white women, a group of 5 to 7 white women making something like this, having a conversation like this, do you expect that they'd have any real concern for Black men? Do you expect that? But anyway, sacred sacral. I mean, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. So you're saying that type of Black man fits what what are you talking about? Like the type of Black man that would do anything for a white woman? That's not what I'm saying. That's what these white women in this group chat are saying. Jake, look at this. Just read. I have the group chat right here for you. It's right in front of you. It says you have a white woman. Literally right here. It's right here. A white woman says, Black men would go above and beyond to please you because being with a white woman to them is a dream come true. These white women are having these conversations about Black men. And I mean, are you telling me that you wouldn't believe that, they're expressing some type of, part of their experience that's true? I mean, if a guy is allowing a woman to put something in his mouth that's been in a dog's mouth, I mean, that just goes to show you, like, that just confirms this group chat. It confirms it. It confirms it, y'all. It confirms this group chat, unfortunately. But anyway, Jake Moreno, yeah, they could be teens. They could be, I mean, my guess was they were in their 20s, like early 20s, but it doesn't matter what age they are in. Like this stuff happens. And parents, children get this type of mindset from their parents a lot of the times. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it comes from like them being crappy people or them having experiences. But these women either apologized after this group chat was leaked, or they like stood by it and said, I said what I said. Like you had some girl threaten the girl that leaked it. GL Garcia said, that's right, sis. Doesn't matter what race a man is. If a man can provide and protect, that is my definition of a man. Absolutely. I mean, and honestly, a lot of Black women, so like, you know, y'all can just look at my videos. I don't say anything, you know, out of my behind. Like, I don't just grab things out of my behind or out of the air. Like, I read a lot. I'm a graduate student. It's my job to read. Okay. But I showed this to you guys before. 80% of Black women are actually the breadwinners and providers of their family. So Black women, the likelihood of you finding a Black man that's going to provide for you is kind of slim. And meaning a Black American man. I'll just make that distinction, because certain Black men from parts of the world, like in my experience, Black men from West Africa are providers. Like, they don't play that gender role reversal thing. But you know, if you want to find a Black man who will provide, that's you have a 20% shot. You have a 2 out of 10 shot, you know, based off of the current statistics. So for a lot of Black women, it would be wise for you to expand your options. You know, date any man who is willing to play that role if that's what you want. Not all women want. Some women like being the boss. Some women like wearing the pants in a relationship, and that's fine. But if you are a woman out here looking for a provider and you're Black, you might want to look outside of your community as well. Okay. But anyway, that's it, guys. I got to go. Thanks for coming through. And yeah. All right. So Black men, beware. You have white women out here preying on your low self-esteem. Don't forget that. All right. So, I mean, you had a non-Black woman here also confirm that she has also heard and seen conversations like this about Black men. Okay. So just beware. Oh my gosh, I missed this comment. I'm so sorry, Sophie. Dang. Y'all putting too many messages in the chat. Okay, sorry, Sophie. I missed your comment. Sophie says, I'm a South Asian woman, and I totally agree. I've seen and heard it in real life. Some women would treat Black men like mannequins, not even human. It's horrible. I mean, but you know what, Sophie, a lot of them would rather be treated poorly by a white woman than you know, deal with a Black woman's attitude. That's what they say all the time. They always say, oh, Black women have these attitudes, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, so far, there has been so much evidence. So far, I've presented to you a leaked group chat from a group of white women. And I've had 2 non-Black women in my live stream chat right now confirm that non-Black women talk bad about Black men because they're always bashing their own women. And yet y'all not believe it. Y'all will look at this evidence and y'all will look at these testimonies and be like, it's not true. But hey, look, that's on you. Okay. If you're a Black man and you refuse to consider this evidence, that's on you. I mean, I did my job. I presented it. I've had people come on my live stream and share their own stories and their own, you know, testimonies of this happening, and no one believes it. So that's on you. Okay. I mean, absolutely, BC. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. But anyway, I agree with you, BC. Thanks for everyone coming through. Later, everyone, think about air and be vigilant, okay? Because people, no matter who you are, people will prey on you if you have low self-esteem and if you bash yourself and you bash your community. People will prey on you. People will take advantage of you if you do that. So it doesn't help you if you bash your own people. It doesn't help you. It don't matter what you are. It don't matter if you Asian. It don't matter if you Black. It don't matter if you Latin American. It doesn't matter. If you bash your own people, people will see that as a weakness, and people will prey on you and take advantage of you. Okay? All right? So just keep this in mind and think before the next time you talk bad about others in your own community instead of helping them. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.